Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, and the high-intensity action of Glory Days, in contrast to the serenity of the thoroughbred farms of Worthington Valley. Here in Baltimore, the Inner Harbor, one of the great reconstructions of a major city in the United States. Then it's to the action in the Baltimore Arena. Let's go there for World Championship Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Great American Bash Glory Days. We are coming to you live from the sold-out Baltimore Arena here in Baltimore, Maryland. This is the Great American Bash Glory Days. Jim Ross and Bob Caudle with you here, ringside fans, and it is going to be a wrestling event. I'm sure you're not soon going to forget, Bob. We've got 9 great matches, but I think we all know what the fans came here to see.
Well, Jim, you're 100% right, and of course that's our big World Championship match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first event of the Great American Bash Glory Days is the finals of the $50,000 Triple Crown Battle Royal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, momentarily, the finalists in this extravaganza making their way toward the ring. They will all be entering one ring. The only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope and into the second ring. The last remaining wrestler in the first ring will be our first winner. As the wrestlers hit the second ring, a second battle royal will ensue, following regular battle royal rules. The only way to be eliminated from the second ring is by being thrown over the top rope and to the floor. Finally, we will have 2 winners, and they will have at it, and they will win $50,000.
Well, the competitors are on their way to the ring. These men representing the NWA, and Bob is starting off very quickly here, as all 14 competitors now are at and in the ring. Remember, fans, there you see Teddy Long. The action is up in the ring right now. One ring is empty, and the way this match works, fans, everyone is eliminated from ring A, where they are now, over to the second ring, except for one man. That one man will wrestle the one man that remains in ring B. And Bob, it's every man for himself here.
Well, you're 100% right, Jim, and it's organized mayhem in the ring right now, but when you say every man for himself, you know, we've got a lot of tag team partners in that ring right now, and it could wind up partner against partner a little later on when 2 men are left. And I tell you, partner or not, you put $50,000 in front of one of these guys, and boy, you got a fight on your hands.
You certainly do. This one's going to be real hard to call. We're going to let you watch the action as we are right here. Boy, this is an electrifying atmosphere. Every seat in this building has been sold. It is sold to capacity. Fans standing outside trying to get in. And $50,000 goes to the winner. These two-ring battle royals started the 22nd of June in Landover, Maryland. The men that have won it, there were 14 different winners. Some men won more than one, but the 14 finalists are right here in this event today.
And looking into the ring, Jim, you know, the final encompasses a wide range of athletes. We got big, strong men like Dangerous Dan Spivey, Sid Vicious, and we got great athletes, even though they're not as large, like the Steiners. Kevin Sullivan is in there, Eddie Gilbert, another great athlete. Flying Brian, a terrific wrestler, who right there is about to throw someone over the ropes. I couldn't get a look at his face.
Remember, pinfalls in this one do not come into play until there are only 2 men left. All these men, no one has been eliminated yet into the second ring. They will go through a process of elimination. Over the top rope into the second ring, and then elimination occurs, the final elimination. There goes Ranger Ross over. He's the first man over.
All right, and Jim, the next man now over into that ring, he and Ranger Ross will go at it, right?
They certainly will. They'll go at it, and the object of the game is to eliminate your opponents. So now Ron Simmons and Ranger Ross will compete in the second ring. If either man throws the other over the top rope to the floor, then that man will be eliminated. Big clothesline there by Simmons, and another one knocking Ranger Ross right down.
Can you believe this action in 2 rings now at the same time?
Really hard to keep up with all the big combat kick there by the Ranger. Wild Bill Irwin there working on Scott Steiner. Scott Hall's in there. It was Spivey and Vicious, Gordy and Irwin, Simmons and Rotunda, Sullivan and Dr. Death, Eddie Gilbert, Rick Steiner, Scott Hall, Flying Brian, and Ranger Ross, the 14 finalists. Here in this 2-ring Triple Chance Battle Royal. Remember, it's winner take all for $50,000.
Jim, you not only got to worry about the guy you're facing, but you got to worry about your back when you got 14 guys, now with 12 in the other ring still. You know, you can get double teamed or triple teamed and over the... Here went somebody else out of the ring.
Ron Simmons has been eliminated. Simmons has the distinction of being the first man eliminated.
All right, and someone else now in the ring over there with Ross. That's Scott Hall, Jim, who is now... we got 3 in there now. It looks like Terry Gordy just came over to the second ring.
Wild Bill Irwin eliminated over to the from ring A to ring B. So we got 4 men now in the second ring.
So what we're going to wind up with is 1 man in each ring at this point, right?
That's exactly right. Man, it's like a brawl-like environment here.
There goes Rotunda. He's up on the ropes. Wait a minute. Look at Spivey.
Spivey manhandling Ranger Ross, and Scott Hall trying to get Wild Bill Irwin out of the ring.
Here's Rick Steiner. We got 2 men now left in ring A.
That's Flying Brian and Big Sid Vicious. Oh, there's a mismatch in size there.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Brian has got to use his speed, quickness, and agility to get away from that big man.
Pillman's got to stay away from him. That's hard to do with these Battle Royal rules.
What a clothesline.
Vicious clothesline. 360 there by Flying Brian. As Flying Brian and Big Sid Vicious are going to compete to see who will be the remaining man in the original ring. That man will fight the survivor in the second ring where virtually all the other competitors are right now.
Well, and you would have thought that Vicious would have tried to reach down, scoop him up, and throw him into the other ring, but he didn't. Instead, he just put a foot down across his throat.
Terry Gordy and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert have been eliminated. Well, they're falling like flies right now. Pillman with a drop kick. Didn't take Big Sid off his feet.
Well, there's a lot of power in that big body. He's a hard man to get down. Oh!
Vicious dropped down, and so Vicious is a survivor in the first ring. He will wrestle the survivor in the second ring.
Pillman with a dive. Well, he just eliminated himself from ring A as he went flying right over the ropes and out of the ring. And the cheese gets a little more binding now, Jim.
Certainly is. There's Rotunda, Spivey, and Dr. Death. And Big Sid Vicious. Dr. Death's really got the deck stacked against him here. $50,000 goes to the winner. And Williams is ready to take them both on. The crowd here is ready as well. Williams and Rotunda. Certainly no love lost between those 2 individuals.
I don't blame Spivey. I would just stand back and watch this.
Big power slam by the Doctor. Remember, pinfalls do not count until there are 2 men left.
exactly what Spivey was waiting on. You saw him go right quick to the attack on Doc.
Williams follows it up from the Irish whip with a clothesline. $50,000 rests for the winner of this one.
Jim, I think it's interesting at this point that 3 remaining men in the 2 rings are all big, huge, rough, tough, strong, powerful men.
Spivey just clotheslined there by Dr. Death, who tried to power him over the top rope. Vicious is impatiently waiting on the winner of the second ring. Williams tripped there by Rotunda. Williams and Rotunda have developed quite a rivalry in recent weeks. Rotunda should have left the ringside area, and Williams hit from behind by Spivey, and Williams goes outside.
Look, this is what we talked about. Partner against partner right here. Tag team partners, these 2 left.
Well, they're going to compete here.
Let me tell you people something right now, okay? You people think that I'm going to let Dangerous Big Sid Vicious and I'm going to let Dangerous Danny Spivey go out there and kill each other. You really think I'm that stupid, don't you? But we're not going to do that, baby. Come here, Daddy. Come here, Daddy. Hey, we have formed a thing that we call unity. And the word unity means together. So what we'll do is split the $50,000 with a winner.
As the winners of the Battle Royal make it to the interview area, our colleague from the Wrestling News Network, Gordon Solie, will be standing by in just a few moments with the winners of the Battle Royal. And let's, matter of fact, they're standing by now. Let's go to Gordon Solie.
Right now is the manager of the Skyscrapers, if you will, Mr. Theodore Long. A very, very cool move on your part.
Well, let me say something to you, Mr. Gordon Solie. I've told you, I've told the people, and now I've proved it, that I've got 2 of the most vicious men in professional wrestling today. They're undefeated. They just won $50,000 right here and won the Triple Crown, okay? So all we're waiting on now is Ricky Steamboat, the Steiners, Ric Flair. Bring them on. The Road Warriors, it don't make any difference to us. And anybody like Sting, if they're afraid to go against one of the Skyscrapers by themselves, then, pal, get you a partner, because we're going to take care of everybody in the NWA. Jim Herd doesn't like it. The NWA doesn't like it. And I know you don't like it, but there's nothing that nobody can do about it. We're the winners, #1, and we're going to take care of each and every opponent that we step in the ring with. And don't you people forget it. We are the best.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Theodore Long. Time to go back to the ring for more action.
And entering the ring area from Cincinnati, Ohio, 225 pounds, Lion Bryan.
Wild Bill Irwin starting out very quickly here against Lion Bryan.
Irwin is a big one. He's a rough one and a tough one, Jim. About 250 pounds. Big, tall, rough, tough individual. Very unpredictable and dangerous. But you got a real athlete in there in this Bryan.
Certainly do. Flying Bryan getting up in the air, trying to use his quickness and agility to keep Wild Bill Irwin off balance and now off his feet. Side headlock. Pinning predicament there by Wild Bill. Lion Bryan, a proud member formerly of the Cincinnati Bengals, close friend of the quarterback for the Bengals, Boomer Esiason. Bryan spent many hours in strength coach Kim Wood's weight room there for the Bengals, and he's really developed himself into a tremendous athlete.
He's a great all-around athlete too, Jim. You talked about football and wrestling, also an outstanding hockey player. And I think one of the keys to the match is that he wants to control the tempo. He wants to keep it at a fast pace, which goes along with his ability in the ring.
Pillman right there with the head scissors shows that agility and just pops Irwin right out of the ring with that great leg strength.
I'm sure things are not going right now like Wild Bill would like. It's Pillman that he would like to see on the mat. If he can keep him off his feet, keep him on the mat, it's much better for Pillman.
Sliding right under safe at second base as he stuck both feet right in the face of Wild Bill Irwin. Irwin, the veteran from Pecos, Texas. Deep arm drag takeover. And another one by Flying Brian right into the arm bar, keeping the bigger opponent off balance and now off his feet, negating the strength advantage that Wild Bill Irwin indeed possesses.
Pillman, if he can keep the big man down on the mat, like you say, has certainly got the advantage, and that's one of the things that he's going to try to do, because the strength of the big man, Wild Bill, would certainly tell if the match goes for some length of time. I tell you, I think the young man Flying Brian, he's come a long, long way in a short period of time. Just a great athlete.
Certainly is. Has not been pinned yet here in the NWA. Another deep arm drag takeover, reminiscent of the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat. Boy, this is going to be a tremendous program here on pay-per-view. I'm sure this is going to be one of the hottest video cassettes ever in pro wrestling, this particular event. I can almost hear the recorders around the country taping this one right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jim, you know, we saw the Skyscrapers as they won the $50,000 earlier. A little later, we're going to see them against, when you talk about athletes and guys that have got it all, the Flying Dudes.
The Dynamic Dudes coming up against the Skyscrapers, and Pillman once again going right back to the arm drag. Great move by this young man as he gets in very deep with it. It keeps his opponent off balance.
He's got as much quickness and agility as anybody in professional wrestling right now. Great things are predicted for this young man, barring any serious injury. And he's very serious about wrestling. He takes it very serious. He works hard, and he trains very hard too, Jim.
Certainly does. Has very little body fat. Young man eats no red meat. Really a hard trainer. Watches his diet extremely well. Right there, Irwin put a stop to the quickness. Irwin will slow things down here, and the momentum has turned into the corner of Wild Bill Irwin, who is setting Flying Brian up, standing suplex.
Well, that was one of the keys for Big Bill Irwin, to slow Brian down, to get him hurt, get him on the mat, and boy, it's working now to his advantage.
Irwin with a handful of hair there. Hammers down the chest of Flying Brian. Flying Brian may be grounded here by Wild Bill. Wild Bill says, you want to fly right out to the ringside.
And he did too, and he flew right into the concrete floor down there as he hit that mat and hit it hard.
Get him in the ring!
It's great to have Gordon Soley with us, one of the legendary announcers in our sport, a man that I certainly admire a great deal, representing the Wrestling News Network. He'll be conducting our interviews with all the stars here today on the Great American Bash Glory Days. Now, Irwin is certainly a vocal individual right now, as things are going his way.
Well, ever since he was able to get Brian, hit him hard, slam him to the mat, work him over, keep him on the mat, that's what we said that Irwin had to do. One of the things that Brian had to guard against, and it hasn't gone Brian's way.
Irwin now trying, as I said, to slow it down. High impact maneuvers, lateral press, 1-2. I think he was somewhat lax on that cover, Bob.
Yes, sir. He didn't have that leg hook. If he had that leg and held it in tight, he might have got the 3.
Now Irwin with the high impact maneuvers, the right hands, slamming Flying Brian's head into the top turnbuckle. A snapmare takes him over and right into the reverse chin lock. Irwin leaning on Flying Brian, trying to slow him down, wear him down so that the pace is a more compatible pace for Irwin.
Well, we said that one thing that Flying Brian had to do was control the tempo. And for the last few minutes, he hasn't been able to do that.
Standing room only, capacity crowd. They're still filing in the facility here at the Baltimore Arena. Promoter Gary Juster has done a tremendous job here, and this facility is completely sold out. The NWA just really catching fire here during the summer. And this is the host city for the Great American Bash in Baltimore. It's got to be considered one of the great wrestling cities and one of the great sports cities in our great land.
Well, you're 100% right. We always love to come to Baltimore, Jim. And I tell you, the fans here and the fans around the country are in for a great day of professional wrestling. As we mentioned earlier, we got a United States title match. We got a World Television title match. Not only that, we got a World Heavyweight title match.
Well, the clothesline, one of the more popular maneuvers in our sport, made popular in the American Football League by Fred the Hammer Williams. And Fred Williamson used to get 15 yards for that in the NFL. It's a legal move as another near-fall situation as Wild Bill Irwin wants to snuff out this winning streak of Flying Brian.
Irwin's been coming on strong. He's been pounding Tillman in the last minutes of the match. He's got him in the ropes right now, and this could be curtains for Tillman.
Flying Brian nailed from behind there by Wild Bill Irwin. This one fall 15-minute time limit event.
Jim, we mentioned some of the other great matches. You know what I'm really looking forward to seeing? I want to see Paulie Dangerously and Jim Cornette in that ring going at each other.
I think it's a common fact. Neither one of them can wrestle. I doubt if either one can fight.
You know,
as far as that's concerned.
We may have to get behind them and stand them up and prop them up or something, but I think that's going to be interesting.
Pillman thrown right outside on our Gary Capetta's table. Right out in our timekeeper. Klondike Bill, retired former grappler. Many of the fans will remember him. Flying Brian, former Playboy football All-American.
Well, I tell you one thing that this pounding has proved, and it's the outstanding condition of the young man right there. You can't take the pounding that Pillman has taken, Jim, and continue to go, and that's what he's done. Got to be in top shape.
What we're seeing here, Bob, is Irwin has slowed the pace down to the pace that he's comfortable with. Oh, there's a mistake. A mistake by Wild Bill Irwin. Let's see if Flying Brian can capitalize. Drop kick caught him in the face in a second one. And now the adrenaline is running through the veins of this young man.
He gets so high with those drop kicks, and they're right on the button.
Flying clothesline. Down goes Irwin. And Flying Brian now is really cooking here. Big splash there, 1-2. And Irwin shows tenacity by kicking out. Big chop there, and another one. Flying headbutt, man, he's a high-risk kid.
I'm telling you, as you say, the adrenaline is flowing now out of the ring on the ropes.
He's going up to the top on the far side of the ring. Pillman upstairs. Oh, he missed the drop kick. That could beat him right there.
Right on the lower part of the spine from off of the top rope, and Pillman really took a fall.
We said he was a high-risk type athlete. Hey, when they work, you're going to win. When they don't work, oftentimes you lose. And Pillman went for played his ace right there, perhaps. And now we'll see if Irwin can take advantage of the miscue.
Well, it looked like Irwin was a little slow in getting at it, Jim. When Pillman was on the mat, I would have thought Irwin would have dove right in.
Side salto suplex by Wild Bill Irwin once again, leaning on his man. That will not be enough to keep this young man down.
He's got too much heart for that. A heart as big as all outdoors in this young athlete, and Irwin's going to have to do more than just put a hand across that chest.
He just catapulted him through the first ring to the second ring. Referee Nick Patrick keeping Irwin back in the ring while Pillman goes up top. Keep your eye on Flying Brian. High risk. He's on the other ring. He can't jump that far.
No, all the way across in the other.
Oh, man! High crossbody from the other ring, and he's got it.
Paulie Dangerously has joined me right now, and in just a few moments, you're going to go into the ring against Jim Cornette. You realize the only way you can win the match is to strip his tuxedo from him.
See, that's what everybody's been telling me. To win the match this, to win the match that. I am not concerned with winning this match. That's the point I've been trying to tell everybody. I don't care if I win. I'm here for one reason. I'm going to take Jim Cornette out. O-U-T, out! Because you see, in 1986, I was a photographer, and I saw Jimmy Cornette fall off a scaffold in Starrcade, and I saw his knee come completely out. I paid off his doctor, and I know one thing, Jimmy Cornette. Your knee is not recovered completely. Your knee is still in bad shape. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that you're wearing a knee brace. You are not ready for this match. I'm gonna take you out, my man. I'm obsessed with your demise. I've done everything I possibly can to prepare for this. I've been living dangerously all my life. I stand on a beach when a hurricane comes in. I've leaned over the top of the Empire State Building. Hey, I've even hired Rob Lowe as a babysitter. I'm ready for you, my man. I'm ready for this match. Win, lose, or draw. They're gonna have to call me the greatest manager in wrestling, because after tonight, my man, you'll never be able to walk again. You're gonna be hobbling around like a Vietnam veteran.
Well, some very hard words from Paulie Dangerously. Jim Cornette facing a man now that he knows his strategy. He's going to be injured if Paulie Dangerously can handle it. Back to the ring.
And now entering the ring area, weighing in at a combined weight of 465 pounds, from the city of Sunshine, the Dynamic Dudes.
I never learned to throw one of those things like that, Jim.
I'll show you, Bob,
All right.
next time we're in California. All right, well, we should be preparing now for the introduction as Jason high-fives his buddies. They disrobe. The young ladies certainly like that.
Yep.
And wrestling fans, their opponents, soon to be making their way out towards the ring from Metropolis for a combined weight 634 pounds. Theodore Long presents Dangerous Dan, Sid Vicious, the Skyscrapers.
And they could very well rule this sport for a long, long time. Not only are they big when we talk about the poundage, Jim, they're so tall. 6'8", 6'9", skyscrapers indeed for these two.
And, Bob, they are not a lethargic big team. There have been teams with combined weights of over 600 pounds before, a couple of 300-pound guys. But these men are athletes. They are very much indicative of the style of the NWA. That's where the NWA differs from other federations. It's not snakes. It's not pets.
It's athletes, man.
It's not bodybuilders that lay under a heat lamp. These are real primo athletes. athletes. And looking at the size, the muscle definition, they are not heavily laden, muscle-bound individuals. They are power lifters, yes, but they are great athletes that have tremendous agility.
They're not like what we used to call muscle bound. You have to stalk around the ring and you couldn't move. These guys have got muscle, but as you say, the way they're built and the way they work and the way they move around the ring, Jim, I tell you, they're fantastic. There's no doubt about it. Long as he's really struck gold with these two, I'm certain.
And the crowd chanting Peanut Head. Peanut Head. Meant for only 1 minute. There you see a part of this capacity crowd here.
You keep that
Well, I tell
over
you,
my
there's
head.
no doubt in my
Because
mind.
right here is the Triple Crown right here, baby. This is what wins the money. Get that off of my
He
head.
needs a little fertilizer there.
Yeah, as he's talking about that head.
Get it off my head. This is what you need to be putting on the
I can
camera.
relate to that.
Right.
I look in the mirror every morning, you know.
A lot of fertilizer comes out of his mouth. He needs to rub a little bit on his scalp there. Maybe something would grow.
Jim, there's no doubt that the key as far as the dudes are concerned in this match, stay away from these two. Don't get in their grasp. Don't let them tie you up, lock you up, and get you on the mat. The dudes have got to use their quickness and speed or it's curtains for them.
You know, Bob, it's much like in basketball when you got a team that's got the tremendous height advantage. They want to slow it down, get the ball inside, work for the good shot. Well, the dudes are on the other side of the coin. They got a fast break. They got to run with them. They got to hit and run and keep the tempo upbeat. If they let it slow down, they're going to be in big trouble here. Nice drop kick there by Johnny, but it did not take Dangerous Dan Spivey off his feet. The former All-Southeast Conference defensive end for the University of Georgia is an awesome athlete, high school football All-American, an All-Stater from the state of Florida.
He can take a tremendous blow and keep coming at you. And that's, again, when we talk about the power that these guys have got along with their side, they just keep coming at you.
Oh, big clothesline there from the left side by Dangerous Dan. Now, Johnny is 6'4", about 245 pounds. He looks small compared to Spivey.
It's
like running it
small.
I tell you, he probably feels small right now.
Yes, sir.
And Spivey is not the bigger of the two, comparing he and his partner. That's the way to do it, go underneath. You hit and run right there, a double drop kick. Sends Spivey back to the corner, double Irish whip. And here they go, upstairs, a double monkey flip. That's how they're gonna keep him off balance. That's what they've gotta do. He sent him in. Oh, gosh. It was a clothesline to the corner, and Spivey caught Shane coming in with that size 16 right to the face.
The Triple Crown and the $50,000. We've already won it.
All right, there was a tag made. Johnny's been tagged in. He's the legal man, I think. Cross body, up and over they go. Near fall, only got one.
Well, they set him up perfectly for that double team off of the ropes and behind the back, and that's what it's going to take. It's going to take some maneuver like that. They've got to outmaneuver the big man to win.
Well, we have seen the dynamic dudes in our last pay-per-view as they scored a major upset.
Yep.
We're going to see if they can make it 2 in a row right here.
Well, this is a classic matchup where you've got your outstanding, good, quick athletes against your outstanding big men. And Jim, you know, I heard all my life, and you too, that a good big man's going to beat a good little man. We're going to see.
That's what Lex Luger says. Spivey followed Johnny in with that clothesline and rammed him back into the corner. Slamming his head into the foot of Big Sid Vicious. And the crowd ready to see Big Sid. 6'9", 316 pounds. Double axe handle blow sent Johnny down to one knee.
Boy, what a jewel in the crown it would be of these two young men if they could knock off this big team right here.
Especially after Spivey and Vicious won the 2-ring battle royal and the 50 grand.
And the crowd is behind him, I think, 100%.
Johnny trying to fight back, but this is the pace that we were talking about. In pro wrestling, much like any other sport, any other pro sport, momentum and pacing and timing is so important. And another clothesline, high impact move there by Dangerous Dan, taking Johnny right off his feet. Johnny needs to make the tag, and Shane needs to then rise it to another level as far as quickness is concerned. He missed with the elbow, but Big Spivey's right back up to his feet. There's Shane in there. Shane with some big right hands. I don't know how much effect that will have.
Jim, I think a moment ago you saw Spivey again show you what a good big man he is when he got to his feet so quick.
Side slam as Spivey caught Shane in midair like he was a rag doll.
Well, he's in trouble now. When the big man stands over you and you're hurt like this, you know what's going to come. They got him hurt in the back, and they're going to stay right with it. They're going to pound and beat on him all they can.
Spivey's got Shane up. That power bomb maneuver is really a devastating offensive weapon.
We've seen Spivey use that time after time in a match, and many, many times an opponent is unable to get up. A lot of guts right there by Shane, even to get to his feet to take more.
Big foot there. Size 16 by Dangerous Dan. Teddy Long.
Right in the small of the back.
Just tapping him there. I think more insult than injury. Long has no business getting involved with the athletes.
That wasn't a tap.
He's got as much athletic ability as Dangerously and Cornette, and their match is coming up next.
Boy, I tell you, when Spivey or Vicious land those big number 16 or 18s in the back, you know you've been kicked in. That was a tough blow right there from Long.
Shane now, he needs to make a tag, Bob, quite obviously. He's way up there. That's vertical suplex position. Snaps it off. He crashes down to the canvas. This could be off the young man. 1, 2, and he kicked out.
Boy, I tell you, he's fighting on guts and instinct right now, too. He's taking a pound. Here comes the big man. Bigger man, I might say.
One of the biggest men in all of sports. Sid Vicious walks right in and clotheslines Shane. They're not an ounce of fat on Vicious.
No, sir.
At 6'9", 316.
He's a mountain of a man. And I tell you, he's got all the power and strength that you would expect from a man with a body that size.
Irish whip Shane into the corner. Oh, what velocity. As I've been catapulted, a shot out of a cannon. When this big man sends you for that ride.
And when he hit those turnbuckles, he bounced halfway back across the ring. That was a speed and a power with which Vicious slung into that corner. And Jim, again, he's gone right back to the back.
Teddy Long wants him to ring the bell. He says the guy's going to give it up. I don't think Shane or Johnny would ever submit. Sid picks him up by the hair. Vicious now. Tagging in Dangerous Dan.
Well, there's not any doubt about it that the things have certainly been going the way of the skyscrapers as far as the tempo is concerned.
Another side slam by Big Dangerous Dan Spivey. Spivey picks Shane up by the hair. Misses with that clothesline. He went for the crossbody. Was caught in midair and then right into the backbreaker.
That is strength and size again. Most athletes would have gone down from that crossbody block.
He's a very, very tenacious individual, but he missed with a headbutt. A little too methodical there, and he missed with a headbutt. Shane desperately needs to make the tag.
That could be the mistake the dudes were waiting on.
He makes the tag. Here comes Johnny. Johnny leaping over the top rope. Bearing those kicks to the midsection. Hammers away. Johnny's trying to muster some offense. The reversal by Spivey. Spivey kicked in the face by Johnny. Johnny going up top. Oh, he got him with a clothesline. Off the top rope. 1, 2, and Vicious kick. Johnny right in the face. Here comes Shane in. Vicious just raked him right in the eyes. Spivey slams Johnny of the dudes. Shane thrown out to the apron.
Now they're going to double team him. Here it comes. Ooh. Beautiful.
A miscue there by the Skyscrapers. Double drop kick. Vicious just went down on one knee. He's like drop kicking a redwood. Double hip toss out of the corner. The dude's on Spivey.
Jim, you notice, and fans, I'm sure you do too, that the pace
Up
of the
top.
match, it's picked up quite a bit.
He got him up top. Oh! Vicious got him by the hair. The power bomb. They dropped him right on his head for the second time. That will be all. 1, 2, and 3. And the Skyscrapers are indeed big and awesome.
The winners of the match in 20 minutes is
Jim Cornette is with me, and moments ago I was talking to Paul Dangerously. He told me, Jim, he isn't worried about winning the match at all. He wants to cripple you.
Well, let me tell you, you know, Paulie Dangerously, he's done his homework. He was exactly right on all his facts. At Starrcade 86, I did get knocked off that scaffold, and I did blow my knee completely out. I suffered a torn anterior cruciate ligament. I underwent surgery. I was in a hospital for a while, and I still have to wear a brace because orthoscopic surgery couldn't repair it sufficiently. So you've done your homework right, Paulie. But I'll tell you this is a chance for me to prove myself. This is a chance for me to get some satisfaction, not only for myself, but for all those people across the country who would like to take one of these and put it upside your head. And that's why I don't care. If you break one of my legs, I'll come hopping to you. If you break both of my legs, I'll crawl like a reptile on my belly to get to you, Paulie. Because I want some satisfaction. You've tried everything that you could think of to take my place in the NWA. You've copied my men. You've copied their moves. You've copied my dirty tricks and my cheap tactics. You have tried to take my place. But the only way you'll ever take my place, Paulie, is when I'm 6 feet under, and if you want me there, you're gonna have to put me there yourself. You ain't man enough to do it, and I'm gonna prove something right here. Because if there's one time in his life that Jim Cornette needed to get physical and needed to win a fight, then brother, it's right now, and I'm gonna get it everything I got. And part of it's gonna be for me, but part of it's going to be for all those people who've supported me, and after all the things that I've done in the past, has said, Jim Cornette, we're on your side. I'm getting out of here.
Well, all right. We're going to the ring, and let's hope it's not the end of the career for Jim Cornette. Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is the manager's tuxedo match. It is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing the first manager approaching the ring area from Scarsdale, New York, Paul E. Dangerously.
All right, well, we'll be hearing the introduction of Jim Cornette here in just a few moments. Fans, after this match, the Texas Tornado Tag Match.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, hailing from Louisville, Kentucky, Jim Cornette. Ladies and gentlemen, that the winner of this match is the manager to strip his opponent of his tuxedo.
Does that mean all of it, Jim?
I hope not all of it, Bob. It's a family program, you know. Cornette grabbing dangerously right by the throat, pops him right in the mouth. There you see, he starts ripping away.
Well,
Dangerously's got something in his hand. Well, he's got some powder there. They threw that to the fans. Oh, he popped him right in the face with that powder. There's a souvenir for the fans, but more importantly, Paulie now has the upper hand.
He went to the ringside, he got that telephone, he's gone to the knee with it.
He's working on Cornette's knee with that telephone. Indeed, Cornette does wear a knee brace when he comes to the ring. Dangerously may have the advantage now, surely he does, as he's ripping Cornette's jacket off of him.
Well, right now you got to say we're all even. We're minus a coat apiece.
Cornette screaming, writhing in pain. Paulie with a somewhat feminine right hand.
Well, I tell you, it floored Cornette, and now with that leg like that, you know, Cornette may not be able to move and get around the ring.
I think Paulie's trainer's name was Bruce or Eric out of San Francisco somewhere.
Well, somebody said that in his training that the only running he ever did was his mouth, and I think that's probably right.
I don't expect this match to last too long, Bob.
Can't. I don't think either one of them can be in any condition or any kind of shape where they can get in the ring and go past several minutes, Jim.
It's been discussed exactly what type of undergarments Paulie wears. We may find that out. And Cornette has also been categorized in that genre as well from time to time.
Maybe it's what do you call them? Long. Maybe it's red long handles or something, huh?
I don't know. There's a kick right to the knee. He's taking his cummerbund off and his necktie, now choking Cornette with it. The Psycho Yuppie, as he has named himself, has the upper hand now on the Louisville Lip.
Well, as we thought, there wouldn't be any wrestling. It's just brawling in there, and that's the way they're going at each other.
I'll tell you what, if Dangerously takes that shirt off and gets it ripped off of him, the women and children may run for cover. Cornette now, much to the delight of this capacity crowd, choking Paulie Dangerously, but Dangerously backs Cornette into the corner. I would say viciously, but that would not be a good adjective.
Well, he had enough of presence about him at least to back him to the corner. You got to give Dangerously that much. Uh-oh.
Cornette trying to fight back. Cornette's having a real tough time standing.
And things are getting a little bit out of hand now. As you say, Cornette on that leg, he's wobbly just on one good pin, and there's not much maneuvering you can do in that condition.
I haven't seen a wrestling hold yet, but this is not going to be a wrestling match to start with.
Well, we said Dangerously has said he's going to get rid of Cornette, and of course Cornette is saying he's going to get rid of Dangerously. I think it might be pretty nice if we're down to one manager after this match, Jim.
Well, I got my vote. I hope my colleague on the Friday Night Power Hour of Superstation TBS hangs around. He's kind of fun to be around. The other guy is a pain in the keister. I can tell you that right now. I mean, what he calls his preparation H wouldn't cure. Cornette ran shoulder first into the ring post. Now Dangerously's walking around the ring like he's Ric Flair.
Have you ever seen a Bantam Rooster strut? That's what Dangerously looks like right now, strutting around that ring.
You better believe it. I was an FFA member, Bob, back in Oklahoma. You bet I know what a Bantam Rooster is. Look, what an athlete, huh?
Oh, yeah. Look at the way he's got that leg cocked out there. I tell you, he's feeling great right now.
Cornette crawls back in the ring. He won't quit. Corny won't. Oh, he slapped him right in the face. You can hear that pop.
Hey, Jim, you know, Cornette is showing a lot of guts and determination. You know, he could, with that leg like it is, he could just about give it up. But that guy's determined.
Paulie went for the elbow. He didn't get too high off the canvas, but he missed anyway.
Yes, sir.
Dangerously hammers away as best he can.
And Cornette with a bad set of wheels is just reeling around the ring.
Real bad. You can see the knee braces under his tuxedo pants there. Cornette now has got one last burst of adrenaline, one would think. as he takes over on Paul Lee. Big right hand. We could be nearing the end of this one.
All right, let's see some clothes start coming off here. I tell you, if you would KO him, maybe he could just undress him while he's on the mat.
Well, I wouldn't envy anybody's job in doing that.
Yeah, Jim, take it off.
Cornette there. Starts ripping away at the threads there. Paul Lee.
Here comes the shirt.
Well, they didn't run together like two Mack trucks made by two old Volkswagens.
And they both go down.
Uh-oh. He's got some more dadgum powder
There
there.
he goes with it again.
This is coup de grace right here. He's going to try to put Cornette. He already did it once.
Watch out, Cornette. Here it comes. Oh! Beautiful move by Cornette.
Cornette just kicked him in the hand. The powder went right in his face.
Here it comes.
Now he's ripping away. Paulie's down to his BVDs. And he's getting out of here.
How
Ladies and
embarrassing.
gentlemen, the winner, Jim Cornette!
Fruit of the loom, the fruit of the vine, and right there he goes. What a fitting end, and I do mean end. And now let's go to Gordon Solie.
Thank you very much. The Muta is not with us. The great Muta is not with us now. Gary Hart says he doesn't want his concentration broken because, of course, the television championship is coming up.
World TV title is probably only second to the World Heavyweight Championship, which Terry Funk owns at this time. But I'll guarantee you one thing, Sting. As good as you are, and as much as you love that title, remember, the Great Muta is undefeated, and the Great Muta is the best that the Orient has to offer. And today, right here in Baltimore, throughout the world will know that Japan, when it comes to the best athletes, they do possess the best, Gordon.
Is he in top shape?
Muta is ready, willing, and able. At the present time, he's in meditation. He is calling the powers of the mystic Orient into his own being.
Thank you so very much, Gary Hart. Tag team action upcoming in the ring, so let's go back to the squared circle.
Wrestling fans, the following contest is a special Texas Tornado Tag Team match. It is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing team number one, making their way down toward the ring. First from Boston, Massachusetts, he weighs 255 pounds. Games Master, Kevin
for war, and it's already started. Rotunda in orange tonight, breaking out the Syracuse singlets. And the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner and Kevin Sullivan on the outside. Oh, he popped him in the head, and Steiner didn't even register.
You got to hit Steiner somewhere besides the head. Let's see if Sullivan can take it.
Sullivan tried to block it with his hands. Big chop there by Sullivan. Sullivan. Oh, that'll slow you down.
Two battles going on right now. One in the ring, one out.
Steiner's voice may be up a couple of octaves when this was all said and done. Has the big S on his chest.
Sullivan's gone mad over there. He's using chairs, tables, and everything else.
Sullivan ramming Rick Steiner face first into the timekeeper's table while in the ring. Reversal there. Steiner just popped Sullivan with it. Near fall in the ring. Remember, this is a one-fall event. 30-minute time limit. And the way it's starting out, with a physical pace of this one, it won't go 30.
As physical as it is, and it's going to be very dangerous. And I think it goes back to, Jim, the extremely bad blood between these four guys. And it's all coming right to the top now.
Scotty Steiner there with the advantage on Captain Mike Rotunda from Syracuse University. But brother Rick Steiner's having his problems with Kevin Sullivan on the outside. They finally roll back in the ring. Oh, Scotty went all the way over the top. He's in bad shape. But I guess the one's in the worst shape right now is brother Rick, who's in there with two guys. And two big, tough guys that hate his guts.
When you get guys like Steiner in there with two guys like Rotunda and Sullivan, it's Katie Bartador, and watch out. Anything can happen to him at this point. They're going to try to put him out for sure.
Sullivan the clothesline off the second turnbuckle. Scott Steiner versus Mike Rotunda. And this is wild and crazy. Suplex. Tremendous suplex by Rick Steiner. Rotunda upside down at the hands of Scott Steiner.
Well, we know how strong and how powerful these fighters are.
360, what a slam. Got two out of it. Near fall, one. Two on the other side. No tagging. There's no reason to have a tag match with these four guys. They're not going to adhere to the rules anyway.
No, all four of them would be in the ring anyway. There goes Rick out of the ring again.
Sullivan measures Steiner. Watch that foot. Stops him in the face viciously. Scott Steiner back in the ring being punished by Captain Mike Rotunda. And Rick Steiner, I've never seen Steiner take this much punishment, Bob.
No, and we know what a vicious man this Kevin Sullivan is.
Mike Rotunda, the captain. We saw his altercation earlier in the Battle Royal with Dr. Death. Lateral press. 1, 2, and they both kick out. Near fall, a 2 count. Powerful right hand by Rotunda.
The thing about it is, they're all four such great athletes and great wrestlers. Tremendous athletic and wrestling backgrounds. They can really get in there and wrestle each other.
Steiner line, Sullivan. I mean, just frozen there like a frozen rope from the Steiner line. And now it's Rotunda trying to host Rick Steiner. Scotty Steiner's got Rotunda pinned. 1, 2, but Rotunda rolls off the shoulders. Rick Steiner thrown outside by Sullivan. Oh, this was physical. This one is a physical battle.
Physical all the way, and you know it's got to be that way when you get Rotunda and Sullivan in there. Rotunda can wrestle you, but he's also so big and strong and powerful. When you get into a match like this, boy, he's great to have in your corner. Watch out.
One of the stretchers there for the emergency medical personnel here at ringside. Rick Steiner now sent for the ride. Scott Steiner pulled the top rope down. Rotunda went outside. Scotty Steiner's up on top, on the top rope. High cross body. They've got Sullivan pinned. 1, 2, 3. He's beat. Over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, the Steiner Brothers.
The Steiner brothers with a victory most intense contest we have seen in quite some time.
Indeed, I do have Sting, the world television champion, with me. You're facing a man in just a moment who is undefeated in the NWA.
That's why I'm keeping it toned down a little bit right now. Normally, I like to go nuts even when I talk to you. First time for me and you, Gordon Solie, Eddie, and the camera, everybody here. I just can't stand still. It's hard for me to stand still, but I know that I got to keep everything inside of me because I do have a lot of respect for Muta. He's got a great style, similar to mine, and I have a lot of respect, and I'm just gonna keep it together and stay serious and head to the ring right now because it's coming up. Eddie, I gotta go. I'm serious. I gotta get this thing going!
Gordon, I kind of know what he's feeling right now. I've been with him for 3 hours now. We've been sitting and talking about this. This is just not a last-minute thing. Sting is up for probably the biggest match of his career, the most important. I've seen him since the beginning. The only thing I've asked of him is tonight, let's see the best Sting has, because I, like him, have a lot of respect for the great Muta. But the guy I don't have respect for is Gary Hart, and I'm going to keep him out of the picture. Let's see who the better man is.
Fair enough. Well, that match is upcoming, so as the glory days continue in the Great American Bash, let's go back to the squared circle for this World Championship event.
Wrestling fans, the following contest in the Great American Bash, it is for the World Television Championship. It is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first the challenger. Gary Hart presents from the land of the rising sun, the Pearl of the Orient, the Great Muta.
He is undefeated, Bob. This is one match of many that I'm sure the fans have tuned in on this broadcast to see. The Great Muta and the Stinger. And we'll have the Stinger's introduction upcoming.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, hailing from Venice Beach, California. He weighs 252 pounds. He is the World Television Champion, accompanied to the ring by hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. The champion is Sting.
As this crowd rises to their feet in this one, the television championship of the world will be on the line here. The Stinger with one of the most impressive one-loss records in the NWA history. But he's going against a man that has never been beaten, has never been pinned since he arrived in the NWA. Oh, it's the irresistible force and the immovable object in this one.
Well, I tell you, we've seen Sting defend that championship a number of times, come home in a winner. But he's never been tested like he's going to be tested right now by the Great Muta.
And at the same respect, the undefeated Great Muta has not been tested like he will be tested by the Stinger in this one. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert at ringside to neutralize any attempted activity by one Gary Hart. And we both know that Gary Hart certainly likes to get involved if he has the opportunity.
Well, that's one of the keys, I think, for Sting, that he's got to watch out for Gary Hart. He's got to some way be sure that Hart doesn't manage to have a bearing on the outcome. Also, he's got to find some way to control this man, to control Muta. As you said, Jim, no other wrestler has been able to do that in the NWA.
All right, Sting getting ready to get on. All the way over. Oh, what a move there. From one ring to the other. It's starting out quickly here. They are cooking here now. Gary Hart trying to get away from Sting. Hart wants no part of the Stinger. Now there's Muta on top. Muta with a big karate chop off the top rope, or a judo chop, I should say. Another judo chop to the head. The battle of the paint for the World's Television Championship. Irish whip, there goes the Stinger. That power elbow by Muta. Scoop slam into the the backbreaker. He's going to try to end it right now. Very, very quickly. Going up top for the moonsault. There he is. Sting moved, and he middle landed on his feet. The karate kick. But that one worked. The first one did not. Sting knocked all the way out to the floor by the thrust kick.
Well, the athletic ability.
High crossbody all the way over the top rope to Sting, who was on the floor. It's high-risk City.
The athletic ability of Muta is really coming to the forefront right now. You know, he's got moves in the ring, Jim, that we've never seen from another wrestler. This guy's unbelievable.
The great Muta in his first championship event in the NWA. Sting meets him on the apron with a big kick right to the midsection. Follows it with an American clothesline. Made in the USA, this kid from Venice Beach. Clothesline off the top rope. One. He got two out of it, Nick Patrick says. Standing drop kick.
Well, a few of those are slowing down, and that's what he needs to do. Try to
Stinger, watch him. Leaps over the top. They're right here in the aisle. They've got to be careful not to be counted out. Muta rolls back into the ring, and Sting follows him. Right now, the Stinger with those clubbing blows, maintaining the momentum and controlling the contest.
If he can land several of those, he can slow Muta down, and that's what he needs to do. Right there's where he needs him. Off his feet, on the mat. Keep him on the mat for a while.
Muta, great agile move there. Now he's got Sting in that Oriental sleeper. Look at the position of his right hand. Left hand around the carotid artery. Crimping the neck. Restricting the flow of blood to the brain.
After just the opening moments of this match, you can certainly already see why the great Muta's undefeated in the NWA.
Sting has got his neck back vertical. Now Muta back into reverse chin lock. Lost the sleeper advantage there. But now is trying to crimp the neck. The Stinger's got to keep his neck straight. Do not restrict the flow of blood.
Earlier we talked about the skyscrapers and how big and strong they were with the ability. They got Sting as another one that fits into that category, Jim. He's got muscle, power, and size, but he's also got the speed, the quickness, and the agility there.
Muta with a big right hand. Downstairs on Stinger. Sting 6'2", 255. Oh, look at the strength. Extending the arms in the military press position. High elbow, but Muta moved out of the way.
That one might have sent him home, but he missed it.
The Stinger defending his championship, his first major championship here in the NWA. Muta going for his first major championship. I'm sure back in California, the man that trained Sting, former wrestler Red Bastien, is watching in on this event. Hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert's feeling the heat.
Yeah, he's sweating a little bit out there with every reason, too. As we mentioned, this has got to be the toughest challenge that Sting has ever faced. I don't think he'll ever face a tougher one.
Muta with that knee into the spine of Sting as a leverage point, pulling back on the neck.
The guy's got so many weapons in that arsenal of his. You know, he's a master of about, I don't know, what, 6 or 7 different martial arts, Jim, in addition to being an outstanding wrestler in the ring. The guy's got all kind of weapons in that arsenal.
Muta now the abdominal stretch on the Stinger, using the ropes for leverage. You can see the tension is placing on Sting's abdomen and his ribs, drawing them taut.
Well, they're out near the center of the ring, too. Sting can't make the ropes, and right now to get to the rope, hey, he may turn it around. Boy, look at the power in Sting. Now, Jim, that takes a lot of strength and power there. You don't see that happen very often.
Sting trying to free himself this thing, perhaps with a hip lock. But Muta's got that leg. You can see Muta's leg intertwined with Sting's left leg. Now he takes him back, pinning predicament here. 1, 2, and Sting rolled off his shoulders. Got 2 out of it, and Muta with the elbow to the back of the neck.
Muta's so quick, Jim. He's
very quick. Sting rolls right back. eyes of the Stinger.
Sting now, at least for the moment, is momentarily blinded by that.
Oh, you can hear that karate kick right to the solar plexus, and another one downstairs to the midsection.
Boy, he's using all the power and force he's got with those blows to the midsection, trying to cut him right in half.
Sting goes for the ride. Muto. Elbow drop. Clothesline. The Stinger now on fire. Taking Muto straight down. Face first to the canvas. They have turned the burner up on this one.
A couple of really good moves by Sting has turned it around, and now it's going his way. Muta very wisely underneath the ropes and out of the ring. Now Hart's gonna try to keep him there for a moment to slow it down a little bit. Boy, Sting had it going.
Muta very cautious to crawl back in the ring. Sent for the ride. Ooh! Oh!
Into the referee's eye.
He sprayed red right in Nick Patrick's face. And Stinger now to take over on Muta. Sends him for the ride. There's a Stinger splash, but Muta moved. Sting is in trouble. Nick Patrick has been sprayed right in the face inadvertently by Muta. It was intended for Sting. There's referee Tommy Young down there. Muta up top. There's the moonsault. He's got Sting beat here with the moonsault. Tommy Young. Oh, he got two.
Only two.
I thought he had him. I thought that Muta had Sting. The match continues. One of the back suplex. One, two, both of them going to save it. All right, both men were down. Who's won it?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still World Television Champion, Sting!
Well, we got some controversy here. Let's keep it right here before we go to the replay. Eddie Gilbert embracing the Stinger here.
Hart in there talking. Well, wait a minute. He laid the belt down. Hart took the belt, gave it to Muta. They've got the championship belt over in their corner.
Well, we had both men's shoulders were down. That was the controversial part. I think the referees may have a similar to discrepancy here. Nick Patrick cannot see. Well, let's go to our replay. Well, Muta and Hart have left with a TV championship belt. And as far as I know, Sting is still the winner.
Yeah.
Let's look at the slow-mo. Maybe we can pick it up there. Maybe we can tell ourselves who was pinned.
Gilbert still with the arm raised, and I tell you, I was impressed with Sting during that match. It was very obvious, Jim, I think, that he had really scouted Muta very well as he was able to avoid a number of the moves of Muta. Right there was an example of it.
All right, here's the belly-to-back suplex. Now, Muta's shoulders are down at this point, but now Sting's shoulder is up.
Yeah, it looks like he's got...
Two, now Muta's shoulder is up. His right shoulder was up. Well, Sting's down. We cannot tell from this angle.
No, I can't tell, Jim.
We've got controversy in this one. But right now, let's go back to Gordon Solie, who's standing by with the U.S. champion.
Lex Luger, U.S. heavyweight champion, is with me. His match is upcoming next, and it's one fall, no disqualification. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are this, Gordon. We go back a long ways. You know that I say what I mean. I've had a team of attorneys here all day long. And I got a big surprise for all you out there, everyone at the audience in Baltimore, but most of all, Ricky Steamboat. The NWA may be able to dictate, Gordon, who ranks number one, who ranks number two, but I am the total package. I am the greatest U.S. heavyweight champion of all time and the man to beat in this sport today. And nobody, and I mean nobody, dictates to me how to defend my U.S. heavyweight title. If there's gonna be a match here tonight, It's going to be without any no disqualification stipulation, a straight U.S. title match.
Well, in other words, he's saying that if they don't waive that disqualification, there won't be a match. Interesting observation from the U.S. heavyweight champion, Lex Luger. Are we talking about arrogance or prudence? Let's go to the ring now, then, and find out whether indeed this title match is going to take place here on the Great American Bash.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, it is for the United States Heavyweight Championship. It is set for one fall to a finish. Introducing first the challenger. He is being led to the ring by his beautiful family. Ladies and gentlemen, from Hawaii, he weighs 237 pounds. Former heavyweight champion, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Hey, would you carry that thing around like that, Jim?
Heck no.
Heck no, man. I don't care if it eats little meat. I ain't carrying that thing around.
Yeah, you said it's carnivorous. I don't have anything to do with it. It's the year of the dragon. Wow, look at that thing. Well, I'll tell you, interesting comment. Luger said if there was going to be no disqualification, there wasn't going to be a match.
That's right.
That's what he told Gordon Solie just a few moments ago.
Well, and we've still got it listed as a no disqualification match, too, at this point.
We should have having the introduction of the United States heavyweight champion, Lex Luger, momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, hailing from Chicago, Illinois. He weighs 270 pounds. He is the United States heavyweight champion. The total package, Lex Luger.
Mr. Ego himself right there, Jim. He's got an ego as big as those muscles. I tell you, he's put together, though, isn't he?
He certainly is. He's a great athlete, 6'5", 270. He's a pompous son of a gun.
I tell you, if I was that big and I was that strong and I was built like that, you know, I think I might walk around like that too, Jim.
I don't think you would, Bob. I don't think you would. I don't think very many people would. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the most pompous NWA wrestler of them all? And you're looking at
Lex Luger.
Special stipulation for this match. It is to be a no disqualification match.
Luger's not going to like hearing that.
Yep, look at it. He's shaking his head no. Boy, that brought him into the ring in a hurry.
Let's make this short and sweet, Steamboat. I am the total package. Nobody tells me how to defend my belt. Either you waive a no DQ stipulation, or I'm out of here. You don't get a shot at this belt at all.
Well, he's been very succinct that if Steamboat wants...
You got 30 seconds, pal.
Boy, I tell you, he didn't leave any room for discussion either, did he?
No.
He said, that's it, man.
It's not going to be a debate. There's
Yeah.
promoter Gary Chester.
You get a waiver, or I'm going down the side. You don't have a match.
He is adamant that he does not want to put the title on the line with a no disqualification stipulation. He has said all along that he would not go for it. Now, promoter Gary Juster's in there speaking with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Steamboat has always been fair, been very reasonable. He's a class act all the way. So it's going to be Luger's terms, and it's not going to be a match. It's
like,
take it or leave it.
Hey, Jim, you remember when you were a kid and you had a ball game and the guy with the ball said, if I don't...
Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been informed by promoter Gary Juster that Ricky Steamboat will accept the conditions of Lex Luger. Therefore, it will be a regular rules match sanctioned by the NWA.
As you say, a class act all the way. It was Luger who was saying, it's my ball, and if you don't play by my rules, I'm going to take my ball and go home.
That's right. That's exactly right, and that's what we have here. So it will be for the United States Heavyweight Championship. It will not be a no disqualification event here at the Great American Bash Glory Days. Well, you can't take away Luger's physical abilities. It's too bad that he's had such a change of philosophy. He refuses to sign autographs. He refuses to acknowledge the support of the fans, and many of the fans are still cheering him. I find that somewhat hypocritical because he makes fun of the fans that do cheer him.
You got complete opposites in the ring when you talk about that, and individuals like Steamboat and Luger. But I tell you, Steamboat is a whale of an athlete. He's got a lot of experience. He's been in against guys as strong and as big and as powerful as Luger before. So it's going to be interesting to see how this match turns.
This match pits two former rookies of the year, Steamboat in '77, Luger in '86. Steamboat pinning predicament here. Luger 3 times U.S. champion. Steamboat has won the U.S. title on 3 occasions as well. Steamboat inside cradle using his quickness. 1-2. Single leg pick up by the Dragon. Right into another pinning predicament. 1-2. And Luger has to power out. Steamboat with a drop kick. And another drop kick right up in the face of the 6'5 champion. Big top right to the chest.
Boy, he's got it on course at 90 miles an hour right now. He has really come out firing.
Steamboat can go all night long. He's in great condition, as is Luger. High elevation. Steamboat elevated him. Steamboat won his first U.S. championship in 1977, his rookie year.
Ego or no ego, Luger already knows he's in a fight right now.
Outside they are. Steamboat chopping Luger with all he has, and Luger is feeling it.
He chops as hard as anybody in wrestling.
Luger goes for a big roundhouse right hand. Atomic drop by Steamboat on the total package. And right now this match is all for the Dragon. But it was met coming in by a vicious knee lift by the 6'5", 270-pound champion. Well, I'll tell you what Steamboat said, or Luger said rather, that a good big man could beat a good little man anytime.
Well, and that knee right there could be the big equalizer in this match. He has really slowed Steamboat now to a crawl now.
Steamboat, go ahead, Bob.
From 90 miles an hour to a crawl, Jim.
Steamboat weighed in at 230. Interestingly enough, he was a 2-time state high school champion at 154 pounds. And kids, that's what working out. Oh, what a clothesline. That's what dedication and hard work, eating the right foods and training will do for you. He's a compact 230 right now. 2-time state champion at 154. Steamboat fighting back, chopping that massive chest of Lex Luger, the United States champion. Steamboat will not back up from any man.
And those chops are going to get his attention.
Oh, man, what a chop that was.
That was a commissioner's table, I believe there, Jim.
Certainly was. They got an up-close and personal look at this one. Steamboat sends Luger back to the ring. Luger up on top, or Steamboat rather. Luger met him with the right hand to the solar plexus coming off the top. Now high impact strength move. Big backbreaker by the total package Lex Luger. Luger started his career in 1984 in Florida. Played football for the Memphis Showboats and the Tampa Bay Bandits in the USFL. Was a big offensive tackle.
As strong as he is, when he goes to the power moves, there's none better at it than Luger.
Right hand by Luger. Now taking over on the challenger for the United States Heavyweight Championship. There he goes. Oh, he's got great strength.
Yes, sir.
Power, strength, and self-confidence. The primary advantages of Lex Luger. Quickness, agility, and flexibility, plus experience for the Dragon. Luger working on the small of the back. Perhaps trying to set up Steamboat for the human torture rack, Bob.
Yeah, one of the things he's done right now, as you watch the match and you watch it progress, he's taken the attack away from Steamboat. It's now Luger that's attacking.
Lateral press by Luger. Trying to grapevine the leg, did not get there in time, and Steamboat got his left shoulder up. Steamboat has the better amateur background, as Luger's amateur days were spent on the gridiron, not in the wrestling ring. The gridiron and the weight room, by the way. Steamboat from behind, 1, 2. Oh, 2 and a half. Oh, clothesline. Big clothesline. Second clothesline. Steamboat getting up to fight. Third clothesline. Steamboat refuses to stay down. The Dragon is breathing fire, fighting with all he has, but the big champion, with 3 dynamic clotheslines, may have taken it out of the challenger.
Steamboat on the apron, tied up into the ropes. Looked like for a moment he was almost completely out.
He was bouncing up like a rubber ball. What resiliency. What a fighting heart this guy's got. Luger just popped him off that top rope, threatening to slap Tommy Young. That'll get him disqualified.
Yeah, the arrogance is coming to the top right now.
Steamboat fighting back. The Dragon. The odds have got to be against him in this one, but he's fighting back against the man that says he's the most awesome fighter. Oh,
what happened there?
Tommy Young was trying to restrain Steamboat while Luger was in the corner, and Luger took a cheap shot.
Threatened the referee.
I don't think the referee should ever put his hands on an athlete and vice versa. There's a big power slam. Steamboat may be beat here. No, he got that left shoulder up again. 2 count. Crossbody by Steamboat, 1-2. Great camera shot right there at mat level.
Well, Luger had it all going his way for a moment, and he may have counted his chickens too soon. You never count a great athlete like Steamboat out.
Never, Bob. Never, you never do. Inverted atomic drop. Steamboat really hurting here. Steamboat owns his own gym in Charlotte, North Carolina. He stays there a lot, staying in shape.
Yes, sir.
And he's been, after they locked the door in recent weeks, he's been staying after hours, working out. There's a neck breaker. The experience coming to the front there. Luger advertised that one, the little Western Union Graham. Steamboat stepped in very deeply, and what a neck breaker. Now, does he have enough left to try to get back on the offensive? Luger shows great agility. All the way over the top. Missed the clothesline and went flying through the air, much to the delight of the thousands of fans on hand here at the Baltimore Arena.
Well, you say Steamboat works out, and he works out daily in that gym of his, and it's the great condition that he's in, both physical and mental condition, that he's able to continue to go after the pounding that he's taken so far.
These men's similarities are really scary. And at the end of Steamboat's first year, beginning of his second year, he was a U.S. champion, same as Luger. They employ entirely different styles, however. Finesse and technique by Steamboat, power and strength by Luger.
Well, Steamboat was always and still is sort of a humble individual. He was always very appreciative of the fans and what the fans
Look at his
did
strength
for
here, Bob.
Yeah.
And he couldn't hold him up. 1, 2, Steamboat. Did he? No, he didn't get him. It was 2.5. I thought he had it.
I did too. I thought that was it.
Steamboat's in for the ride. Asley jumps up, leapfrogs over. And he's caught right in the face by the total package coming in.
Luger's got him scouted very well.
Certainly does. Luger now going up top for a high-risk maneuver. Steamboat with a big chop. Slamming him off the top rope. The U.S. champion may get slammed into a little humbleness.
All right, let's see what he's got inside of him right now.
Drop kick by Steamboat. The Steamer now trying to turn it up here. Big right hand. Luger is in trouble. Steamboat, after what happened in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, at the last Clash of Champions, when Luger really Pearl Harbored him, he suckered him, and now it's Steamboat wanting revenge on the top. Oh, big chop. This could be all. We could have a new champion right here. 1, 2, Luger finally. Oh, he kicked out. Man, this one is, the ebb and the flow of this one has just gone back and forth, back and forth.
Now it's Steamboat that seems the fresher of the two as Luger is reeling around the ring and back into the ropes right now.
Luger elevated Steamboat from one ring to the other. Steamboat,
excuse me, they've both taken a pound.
They certainly have. The fatigue factor's got to be setting in here. Even though both are in magnificent condition. I don't know what Luger's doing here.
Around the ring, what's he after?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is, the chair.
Luger's got a steel chair. This is what he used on him in Fort Bragg. This will get him disqualified if he uses it. Why does a guy 6'5", 270 need a weapon?
Yeah, you don't. And Luger doesn't.
Steamboat with a pickup.
Take it away from him.
Boom! He's first into the metal chair. Steamboat now. The adrenaline is flowing. Don't hit him with a chair, Ricky. Steamboat shoves a ref down. Oh, he's going to get disqualified. Steamboat is wearing Luger out with that steel chair. Referee Tommy Young out on the floor. Steamboat has been disqualified. He's got that steel chair. He wants to mash Luger.
It's payback time.
Luger trying to cover up. To the solar plexus it goes. Steamboat sends him in. One more time. Luger out of the ring. Steamboat's got that chair. Oh, man, did you hear that?
Man, I tell you, I would have crushed his head in if he'd have hit him with that one. He's going to chase him right on out of the arena.
He's going to... Man, Luger is running for his life. Steamboat's holding that. He fell. He tripped right over here. Luger runs out of sight. Steamboat's been disqualified. Let's take another look at it.
All right, fans, and again, you can see what happened. It was Luger who brought the
Ladies
chair.
and gentlemen, I have just been informed by the official that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has been disqualified for the use of a chair. The winner is still United States Heavyweight Champion, the total package, Lex Luger.
And in the replay, fans, you can see why the disqualification. Luger who brought the chair in. He was slammed into the corner, into that chair. Down he goes after that head hit it. And now it is Steamboat who is reeling now around the ring. Steamboat's going to get the chair, and this is where the disqualification is going to occur. He slung the referee down, pushed him away, went to the attack on Luger with that chair. And the referee said, ring the bell. It was all over at that point, that disqualification. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat disqualified for using the chair, not only on Luger, but also on the referee. Now, let's go to my colleague. Here he is, Jim Ross.
Well, thanks very much, Bob Collin. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat getting disqualified in that event. No wonder that Lex Luger wanted the no disqualification stipulation waived. And I think Ricky the Steamboat has got a big bone to pick with the NWA. I hope that he'll get a rematch and perhaps a no disqualification clause will be signed in that event. Well, fans, in just a few moments, as you can see in the background, they're going to be lowering the cage for the War Games. We're going to hear right now from one of the teams that will be involved in the War Games. Let's go now to that interview.
I've heard some silly talk going around here.
Silly talk?
I've heard some real silly talk. They're saying that we should be worried in the War Games, and I think that's pretty silly. Anybody with a half a brain, Michael, can take a look at their television set right now, and you tell me, baby, look into that tube, and if you look like us, would you be worried? No, 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 no. We don't care, do we? No, 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 no. Michael, tell them how we feel, will you, please?
First of all, we don't have to care. The reason we don't have to care is we got what you want. And you know what you can do? You can want in one hand, do what you know else in the other, and see which one fills up first, boys. Because sitting right beneath us is the savage beast that came across on a boat. No, they didn't let him on no jet airliner. No, they didn't let him on no Silver Eagle. They paddled across on a boat, and they've been going in your face, Road Warriors, and they've gone down and ripped your heart right out. And then the Midnight Express, the most technical team in professional wrestling, has had technical breakdowns. And then, who could forget Dr. Death, the meanest, awesome man in professional wrestling until the sight of Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Understand this. We go in the outdoor. We go up the downstairs. We are in and out of trouble. We're the talk of the town. And we get wild in the streets when the sun goes down. And the sun is set. And it's time for a war. You understand? They say, war. Good God, Joe, what is it good for? Tell them what it's good for. Let me tell you just like this. You know we're gonna end the war because we got the bombs, and tonight we're gonna drop the bomb on Baltimore, Maryland, and it's gonna explode right through your television set. You understand that, Warriors? Midnight Express and Dr. Death, the whole thing has come to an end. We're gonna drop the bomb tonight.
All right, those comments from the Freebirds and Samoan SWAT team. Remember, it's 2 5-man teams. One member of each team will start out for 5 minutes. I understand the coin toss was held before we went on the air. The Freebird Samoan group has won the toss. That means that when the first 5-minute period is up and another man is allowed to enter the ring, Bob, it will be a member of the Samoan Freebird contingent, making it 2-on-1. So they will have the advantage until all 10 have entered the ring and the War Games begin. And speaking of the other team is indeed awesome. Let's hear now their comments before we get started.
You know, beautiful Bobby, it's only a matter of minutes until we're going to be in the toughest match of our career. A steel cage will encircle 2 rings. There's no way in and there's no way out. And brother, we're ready. Pound for pound, the toughest tag team in the world today. And people have been saying to us all day long, what are you guys going to be doing there with those crazy guys, the Samoans and the Freebirds? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to be doing. We're going to have Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and the Road Warriors watching their backs. And brother, all hell's going to break loose. And when the smoke clears, we're going to be the victors. Come here, Dig Doc.
What am I doing? I'm going bird catching. I'm flying around, and I'm looking for the birds because I'm a bird crusher. And you know something? I'm looking out here for my bug spray to kill the Samoans. But let me tell you something. Bam Bam Terry Gordy comes out here and shoots his mouth off about dropping the bomb. Hey, Polly, look at the meat I have on my team. The Road Warriors? Hold it, guys, hold it. Hey, we've had our differences, that's right. But you know one thing, I'm a crazy man, and so are you guys. And there's one thing all 3 of us strive for, as being the toughest, being the meanest, being a winner, and coming out top every single time. As I promised the Midnight Express, I'll cover their backs if they cover mine. And all I gotta say is you're 2 tough cookies, and I'm 1 tough cookie who will cover your back. All right. Midnight Express! Dr. Death! The Road Warriors! Freebird Samoans! You ain't got a chance in hell to beat us! See, the one thing that we all got in common, one time or another, you had to jump our backs from behind! But you didn't get the job done because we're all standing right here, and today, you're all gonna pay the warrior way. Tell 'em, Hawk. The difference between us and every other stinking man on this planet is this. Some wrestlers get beat up by a single individual, and they're out for months. Well, 5 of them waylaid us. Took me out on a stretcher while I wasn't even out a week. When we get done with you, we're going for family members, boys.
choppers. Hawk and Animal together with the Midnight Express and Dr. Death. And Bob, this is one heck of a situation.
I tell you, the arena is already like a war zone. I tell you, the big guns are going to go off in this one.
What an impressive entrance from both teams, of that matter, especially the Road Warriors and those Harley Davidsons. Road Warriors been together since 1983. June of '83 when we first saw the Road Warriors. And they were in the very first War Games that were held on July the 4th, 1987 in Atlanta in the Army. There's Precious Paul Ellering. He's been out of action for quite some time at the hands of the Samoans and Paulie Dangerously.
Jim, we talk about wild guys. I mean, crazy, I guess, is the only way to explain these Samoans. And we talk about war games and previous war games. I don't think we've ever had 10 guys like this in the ring going at each other at one time. They tear that place up.
You're right. They're in that big steel cage. with a roof on it. You're not going to climb out of it.
You got to come on, Jimmy.
Paulie Dangerously is trying to organize the strategy on his team. Jim Cornette and Paul Ellering on their team. It's going to be Jimmy Garvin starting it out for his unit. And who will start it out for the other team? We are awaiting it. Man, I can't wait to get it started. Let's get it going, guys.
Is it Dr. Death? No, he's just checking out that steel cage.
He's not going to get in that way because there's a roof on it.
We're going car number 1.
All right. Well, I'm ready. Bob's ready. This crowd is ready. There's Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, beautiful Bobby. I guess it's Bobby.
Beautiful Bobby, and well, it's quite an aesthetic pairing. A beautiful and a gorgeous. This is a 5-minute survival period. Falls do not count in this. Collar and elbow tie-up. Both men exchanging rights. Eaton getting the better of the two. Bobby Eaton, who turned pro at 17 years of age, Huntsville, Alabama native. He likes this. This is his kind of environment. He's grown up fighting.
And a high flyer, too. He loves it. And, of course, Garvey. You got two of your good athletes in here to begin it. Hey, Jim, you know something? I just noticed, and looking at this, I think it's the first time it's ever happened, this camera is inside that cage.
We have a camera inside the ring, taking you right inside for the action. Beautiful Bobby misses the elbow drop. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, or Jimmy Garvin. I guess he's not gorgeous any longer. He thinks he is, but we haven't called him that in a while. With a right hand, now follows it with a slam.
When these war games are over, he's going to be lucky if he's got a nose left.
Eaton sent for the ride, or Garvin rather. Atomic drop by beautiful Bobby on Jimmy Garvin. Garvin caught him coming in with a kick right to the face.
Jim, I believe you said now these two go at it for 5 minutes. Is that correct?
That's exactly right, Bob. The first period is 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, ooh,
cage.
Face first right into the cage. Another member of the Freebird Samoan team will be allowed to enter. And there will be 2-on-1 for a total of 2 minutes.
That means for 2 minutes, one guy's going to get pounded by two guys in there.
That's the name of the game. And you notice there's no referee in the ring. Because a pin means absolutely nothing. The war games officially start when all 10 men have entered the cage. Garvin became a Freebird on June 14th. The night the Freebirds won the World Tag Team Championship as they beat the Midnight Express in the finals of the World Tag Team Championship tournament.
Beautiful Bobby. He was using that cage right there to his advantage.
Garvin flying Merritt out of the corner. Big elbow there by beautiful Bobby. Snap Mare takes him over. The object of these 5-minute and 2-minute periods is obviously to try to establish the weak link on one of the teams, because this match is surrender, submit or surrender. No pinfalls are even relevant in this contest.
We're gonna go till somebody surrenders, fans. That's the way the war games are gonna end. And I tell you, I've watched all of these guys in matches before, Jim, and you have a number of times also. And it takes a lot to make one of these guys say, I give up.
And this, yes, exactly right.
Yeah, man.
You don't mess with the Freebirds! The world champion, you scum! You're scum!
Michael Hayes taunting beautiful Bobby. Garvin hammering beautiful Bobby on the back of the head.
I tell you, beautiful Bobby and his team, Bobby knows that he's been at a big disadvantage from the word go. Regardless of what he does here against Garvin, he knows that he's going to be the guy that there's going to have to go against two in the next 2 minutes.
The two guys also, that's exactly right. And the two men that started out, Bob, are the two guys that have got to stay in it the entire duration.
Gee whiz.
first period, the door will be unlocked, and another member of the Freebird Samoan team will enter the ring.
It's going to be interesting to see if they send another Freebird in or if they send a Samoan in. Get one of the other teams in, Jim. One of the other members.
Beautiful Bobby would like to incapacitate Garvin right here, so at least have a one-on-one matchup instead of it being 2-on-1. The thought's got to be going through his head right now. Hey, there's another guy going to come in here in a minute who's going to try to kill me. And it looks like he may be one of the Samoans.
That's what he's got to do. If he can do that, he can even things up right now. But he's got to put Garvin out of commission.
Boston Crab applied by beautiful Bobby.
Boy, he's got it locked in. Look at him put the pressure on.
He's trying to obviously put Garvin out of commission, at least for a couple of minutes.
All right, there's
Gordy.
Gordy.
Bobby Eaton now fighting for his life. It's 2-on-1 for 2 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, then another teammate of the Midnight Express Road Warrior, Dr. Death, Fivesome, will be allowed to enter the ring.
Put it, Michael. I got the phone call. We're all set. Michael's next. No more Road Warriors. Then I sent it to Simone.
Well, I wonder if he cleaned his purple underwear.
Yeah, he said Michael P.S. Hayes was going to be next. I heard that much from him. So evidently, the Freebirds are going to go, all three of them. Look at Hayes.
Shut your mouth before I stick my foot down your throat, you Baltimore puke.
Has he been taking lessons from Luger, you think? In arrogance?
A little arrogant. And Bobby Eaton getting punted around like a Rawlings NFL football. 1 minute remains in this period here. Jimmy Garvin's got that. Is his hand taped, or what's he got on his right hand? Is that tape or a
he's
glove?
got a glove, I think. He's got a glove, and he looks like he's got tape or a part glove on the other one. Jim, you know, 30 seconds or a minute when you're getting pounded like this seems like an eternity, too. I know Eaton is thinking right now, hey, is it never going to end?
Eaton will have been in the ring 7 minutes alone.
That's right.
By the time he has a teammate. 30 seconds remain. I wonder who they're going to send in. Who Cornette and Ellering are going to send into the game. Uh-oh. Well, Gordy misfired there. Popped Garvin.
That gives Eaton a little breathing room.
Darn little. Face first to the cage he goes again.
Some help. Here's the big man.
Well, that's the odd one to come help me. The doctor in the cage making this house call. Both Freebirds trying to double team the big bull. Misses with a double clothesline. Oh, he didn't push back. Williams throws Gordy over the top rope. Rolling to the second ring they go. Boy, these two guys hate each other. No love lost here as Gordy just pops Doc right above the eye. You cross the T's and dot the I's. That's what he's trying to do here. Reversal of the Irish whip. Doc's got him up. He'll press him all the way to the cage. Look at the roof of the cage. And Gordy's over 300 pounds.
8 times he pressed him up there.
Nobody in the sport is any stronger than Dr. Death Steve Williams. And now it's 2-on-2.
I know, you. Now, when you get in there, you know what you do, don't you? You go with my game. Send Samu. Samu, yeah. I would do that to get you here. Not right now.
Garvin choking away. That beautiful Bobby. Oh, man, what a clothesline by Terry Gordy on Dr. Death Steve Williams. Remember, fans, at this point, pinfalls are absolutely meaningless. The purpose of these periods is to weaken your opponent, to select one man and hurt him badly enough that when the war games start, that's after all 10 have entered the ring, you can make him either submit or surrender. Right, big right hand by Bobby Eaton. So in other words, until the war games start, Bob, it's just a fight.
Yeah, just a fight to see who's gonna wind up in the worst shape. Who's gonna get the Dickens kicked out of him in the first part?
Oh, both of them with right hands.
Now we're about to be at a disadvantage again.
Here comes Samu of the Samoans. Samu, Gordy, and Garvin against Williams and Bobby Eaton. Karate kick by Samu. And now they are stomping away at Dr. Death Steve Williams. Bobby Eaton has been battered as well.
Eaton's been in there since the beginning, and he has really been taking it on the chin. What a pounding the guy is taking. He evidently is the one, and that's got to be the strategy. Look at Williams. That's got to be the strategy, though. Weaken Eaton and make him be the one to submit.
Eaton may be the one that they're going to work on. Ripping at his face is Jimmy Garvin. Oh, I'll tell you, you got to think that back in the locker room, Ric Flair and Terry Funk. Terry Funk said he's got a big, big surprise for Flair tonight. The World's Championship still to come.
And of course, Jim, like everybody else, we're anxious. We're anxious to really find out the condition of the world champion. Is he back 100%? Is he up to meeting a challenger the caliber of Terry Funk?
And I understand also that many members of the NWA board are here, and they are conversing about the television championship. So perhaps we'll have an update on that before we go off the air here at the Great American Bash Glory Days.
Well, we looked at it and we tried to go back and look at it in slow motion again, and you really couldn't tell. Just could not tell how that match ended, whose shoulders were on the mat.
Williams and Eaton now fighting for their lives collectively against three men. Here comes the Animal.
That's going to even it up for a while now.
Business will pick up for a couple of minutes, Bob.
Yes, sir. It's going to really get physical now.
Animal is ready to fight. Animal and Hawk in the first War Games, July 4th, 87 in the Omni in Atlanta. And they have got scores to settle with the Freebirds and the Samoans from the Marietta Massacre in the cage. Animal going right to Samu, the Samoans. Oh, kicked him right in the face.
The Samoans are the one that the Road Warriors would really like to hurt. No doubt about that.
Animal, the big tackle, all the way over both ropes. Oh, what a move that was. A 300-pound missile.
That was caution to the wind.
Well, the tide has turned here. With 3-on-3, it is a different song to be sung.
Eaton now seems to have gotten back a second win after the pounding he took, even though he still staggers a little around in the corner, but it's evened up considerably now.
Gordy with a clothesline on Dr. Death as Animal hammers away at Jimmy Garvin. Garvin, Michael Hayes trying to build Fatu into a frenzy, a feeding frenzy, because he apparently will be next in the ring.
They're going to send the other wild man, Fatu, in.
Hayes is the clever one. He'll go in last.
Jim, I think I would turn around and leave the arena if I was Hayes. Man, I tell you, when you talk about a war zone, you've got one right now in that ring.
All right, we're about to have another man enter the ring. It will be Fatu.
Well, we're at a disadvantage again as far as the Warriors and Eaton are concerned, and Dr. Death right now for the next 2 minutes.
It's 4-on-3 right now, Bob, for 2 minutes. Double headbutts by the Samoans on Road Warrior Animal. Hawk just cannot wait to get in the ring.
Boy, is he ready. He might go right through the cage to get in the ring.
Clothesline, down goes Animal. The Samoans making a wish here. Stretching those hamstrings out. Dr. Death has floored Gordy. Boy, this is not a pretty sight.
No, sir, and I tell you, Garvin still working on Eaton. He's got Eaton almost exhausted. Eaton fell right down on the ropes over in the corner. Animal's in trouble now, too.
This crowd chanting, screaming in enthusiasm. 1 minute left in the period here.
Jim, it doesn't make any difference how big and how strong and how powerful you are in professional wrestling. There's no one man that can take on two or be at a disadvantage like this without really feeling the brunt of the attack.
Paul Ellering and Jimmy Cornette, two of the great minds in our sport, putting their heads together. They may be saving a Hawk as the cleanup hitter. Jim Garvin there, raking away at the eyes and the face of beautiful Bobby Eaton, who rabbit punts him right in the kidneys. Headbutt by Eaton. Man, the Emma Garvin have really taken a pounding.
Boy, and I tell you.
Both those guys are going to be at a disadvantage before it's all said and done. Sweet Stan Lane will be the next man, so Hawk will be the cleanup hitter.
He is it. And I tell you, you got to take your hat off to Bobby Eaton right now. That guy has really taken it since the opening bell, and he's withstood it all.
Stan Lane, who has rested. A lot of adrenaline is flowing over this young man. Stan Lane really hammers. Spot two there.
Well, at least we're 4-on-4 right now, Jim, at least for the next minute or so.
All right, I gotta go. You gotta go. Damn. Hey, just listen, I know.
Hey, that's what it is. Hayes don't want to go.
He said, damn, I don't want to go.
He don't want to go.
I don't blame him. Dr. Death and Gordy still have been hammering each other. They have not separated until just moments ago, and now Gordy's over there with beautiful Bobby. Williams with a clothesline. Animal with a clothesline.
Boy, it'd certainly be their advantage if they could put one or the other team out for the next 2 minutes when they're going to be at the disadvantage man-wise again.
Beautiful Bobby using the cage, get a little more momentum. Terry Bam Bam Gordy, who turned pro at age 14. He had his first professional match, drew his first paycheck in wrestling when he was 14 years of age. The very first UWF heavyweight champion. He's an awesome competitor in there. And he and Williams have paired off for the majority of this contest.
Jim, and I think one of the things I haven't mentioned, and I tell you, the more I look at it with that cage around the ring, and when you got 10 men like this, it's a very dangerous match. Locked in a cage with 10 men, the size and the power of these.
Should be the Hawk coming in next. Or is it Hawk or Michael?
It's going to be Hayes, yeah.
Right. Hayes has the added advantage. So there's one man left to enter the ring. When Hawk enters the ring, the War Games will officially begin.
And then from that point on, somebody has got to submit for this War Games to end.
Michael Hayes with a DDT on Dr. Death. Hayes and Garvin.
Gosh, he's trying to put everybody out
I want to tell you, Bob, it was February the 20th of '86 in Minneapolis when Hayes and Garvin teamed up in a cage against the Road Warriors. So this is not the first time that they have been in a cage situation.
He got the DDT on 3 of them very quickly. Bam, bam, bam. Boy, that's what a fresh man to get in the ring. He's been out all that time. He's still fresh. He hadn't wrestled a bit. Boy, he can go in and do it, and that's what Hayes did.
You know, you got to look back at the two men that started it. Beautiful Bobby Eaton and Jimmy Garvin. Those two guys have taken the most punishment because they've been in the ring the longest.
One more minute, Jim, and we're going to even up again, and fans of War Games are going to be underway.
Big chop there. Samoans working on Animal. Remember, they handcuffed Animal in Marietta, Georgia to the top rope and then obliterated Hawk. 5 men. Just ganging him. Williams and Gordy still paired off. Oh, gosh. Snap Duck's neck back with that clothesline as Hayes continues to hammer away as Garvin holds Stan Lane. Beautiful Bobby now pulled by the hair by Michael Hayes, who's the short left hand. That left hook put Eaton down, and Hawk is ready. He can walk through that cage the way he feels. He was brutalized by these men, and he has waited to get back, and here is his opportunity. Double clothesline. lefts and right hands. They send Gordy for the ride. It's a double clothesline by Williams and Hawk.
Now he's gone after Garvin. I wonder if Garvin is the one that they picked out to try to big submit.
Garvin thrown face first, like a javelin, right into the top turnbuckle. A DDT by beautiful Bobby. Oh, man, I love this. It's all over the ring. The impact, it's like cars colliding. It's a demolition derby with human bodies.
Demolition derby, you're right, Jim. Aptly named it right there. Is it? Look at the mix. Oh!
Another big shoulder block over both ropes.
He looked like he was shot out of a cannon the way he propelled across those rings.
Now remember, fans, this one continues until someone either submits or surrenders. Who's going to give it up? Who's going to say, I quit in the War Games?
If it goes much longer, nobody may be able to speak the way they're going at it.
Dangerous, he's trying to get his phone
Ain't
in
gonna go
there.
through there, Paul.
All right, I love the cage for that reason. Hawk with a big clothesline there on Terry Gordy. Man, this one is just hard to call, Bob. It's happening all over the ring.
You got 10 guys in, all going at it at one time. It's just action all over both rings.
You know, you'd think that the two of the smaller guys are also the two guys who started it off. They got to be at the disadvantage.
Yeah. They sure have, Jim, and I tell you, you would think that would be one of the things they would try to do, but I think what has got to happen, you know, the other four members have got to be in a position where they can't come to the aid and the rescue. So you got to get everybody in trouble.
There is no strategy in this for all practical intent and purposes.
It's get in and just flail away, beat, kick, stomp, try to annihilate everybody else on the other team. I tell you, they don't come any more physical in this kind of match.
Road Warriors trying to get Gordy up. I don't think they can even get Gordy up in that cage as tall as he is. Garvin just nailed with that clothesline off the top rope. Jimmy Garvin was nailed right in the neck. His neck just snapped back like a whiplash.
Oh, Hawk again with a neck breaker there now, Jim.
Hawk's trying to break Garvin's neck. That's exactly what he's trying to do.
There he is.
He's got him up on that hangman. He's got him up. He's got him up.
Here comes the referee in to ask him. What's he saying?
He gave it up. Garvin has submitted to the neck breaker from Hawk. The War Games have ended. Armistice Day is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the War Games, the team of Dr. Death Steve Williams, Jim Cornette's Midnight Express, and the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors.
Okay. Man, that was everything we thought it would be.
What a wild one, Jim. And
Wait a minute, they're holding the door closed, Bob. They left, but they kept Animal back behind. Animal ran right into the cage. Garvin and the Samoans.
They're holding the door over there.
They can't crawl in.
Williams. He's trying to get through there, trying to pry the cage apart.
This is shades of the Marietta Massacre here as the Freebirds and the Samoans. Stan Lane's crawled on top.
He's on top of
but he
it.
can't. There's no trap door.
No, you can't get in there.
One way in.
There's the door.
Hawk just ripped the door open. Hawk and Dr. Death ripped the door open.
And we may have the games all over again.
It may start up again. Well, fans, while they're getting this action settled, our colleague Gordon Solie is standing by with the heavyweight champion of the world. Let's go to Gordon Solie and Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Thank you very much, Jim. Yes, 6 times world heavyweight champion Ric Flair is with me now. Only 2 other men in the history of the sport have accomplished that. That, of course, Lou Thesz and Harley Race. But, Rick, the question on my mind and on thousands of fans' mind is, why are you returning when you know perfectly well another injury to that axis vertebrae, and you could be severely injured for life?
Gordon, I've heard that question 1,000 times, but I've heard it once. I'm returning because I only know one thing in this life, and that's professional wrestling. This has been my life. It's the greatest sport in the world. And the only way I'm going to take another step forward in whatever I do in life is to walk out in that ring tonight and find out just what my future is.
Terry Funk obviously is going to be centering his attack on your upper body.
Well, he'd be a fool if he didn't. I know what I'm getting myself into, but I think Terry Funk, at the same time, in all fairness to Ric Flair, knows what he's in for. If I am 100%, if I am 120% like I feel I am, Terry Funk will have the fight of his wrestling career on his hands in a few moments. Terry Funk knows what he did to me. He knows he did not do it on a man-to-man basis. He did it when my back was turned. He inflicted an injury on me that almost ended my career, and now he knows that right here in Baltimore, Maryland, in front of the whole world, he has to do it again, or he has to suffer the consequences.
Rick, let me ask you this. You haven't even had a warm-up match. I know that you've been working out intensively, but you haven't even had a warm-up match. Do you think your timing could be off? Could this be a problem?
Well, I've heard that question 1,000 times, too. I don't think my time will be off. I didn't think, and I was asked to wrestle several times on television. I didn't think that I needed a match with anybody but a main event caliber wrestler. And I wanted to find out firsthand. I guess it was my own ego. I wanted to think that I was ready. I didn't think I needed a warm-up match. And we'll find out. Maybe I didn't think this out thoroughly enough. But I feel that I'm ready for Terry Funk. I feel I'm ready to be the world's heavyweight champion. And tonight, I'm going to prove it one way or another.
I know, of course, I won't get an honest answer on this because you're going to tell me you are 100%.
In my mind and in my heart, I'm 120%. If I'm not, we'll know in about an hour. That's the bottom line.
Champion, good luck to you, my friend.
Gordon, thank you. Thank you very much.
Ric Flair, NWA World Heavyweight Champion, getting set to defend that title against the former champion Terry Funk. And now, Jim Ross and Bob Caudle.
Gordon, thank you very much. And I'll tell you something, Ric Flair is ready. Great questions there by Gordon Solie. Flair has not had one warm-up match. And as we talked about earlier, is he 100%? Because you got to know that Funk is going to go for the neck. And some people say that Ric Flair is one pile driver away from being the former champion.
Very well could be, Jim. And you know, and I know, and I think all of the fans know, nobody does the pile driver like Terry Funk. He's the master of the pile driver. And can that neck take another one? That's the question.
And fans, I want to tell you, this match one fall to a finish, and we're going to stay on the air until we do have a winner in this one. Our replay program may start a little bit late tonight, but we're going to stay on the air on the satellite until we have a winner in this championship match. Let's not delay any longer. Let's go up to Gary Cappetta.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the World Heavyweight Championship match. It is set for one fall to a finish. Introducing first, the challenger, approaching the ring area, accompanied by Gary Hart. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Double Cross Ranch in Canyon, Texas, he weighs 240 pounds, the challenger, Terry Funk.
1981 as he defeated Dusty Rhodes in Kansas City. These two men have something in common. They have both lost to Harley Race, the World's Championship, but Flair has the upper hand because he regained it from Harley Race. And they are starting out right now. They are outside the ring. That's going to be a situation where Flair has got to maintain his composure. He says he is the dirtiest player in the game, and they've got to take it back to the ring. He is styling and profiling, and he wants to fight Terry Funk.
Hey, Funk already, I think, has lost his cool. He was trying to get some of that railing, anything he can get his hands on. He's out in the crowd. He wants something to take in the ring with him.
Funk, the former offensive guard at West Texas State University. His father, Dory Funk Sr., wrestled actively from 1939 to 1973. So he comes from quite a wrestling family. He and his brother Dory, the only brother combination to ever hold the NWA World's title. And Funk just got hammered. He got tattooed by Ric Flair, who's on the timekeeper's table.
Well, I hope Flair's going to keep his cool in there because he's got a guard against that neck. If he gets pile-drived on it again, not only could the match be over, but the entire career of the world champion could be over. I don't think he can take right now another pile-driver on that neck. He's got to watch it. There comes the chair.
This is for the World's Heavyweight Championship, the most prestigious championship in our sport. The oldest governing body in professional wrestling today is the National Wrestling Alliance, and this is for the gold here.
You know Funk's got to be thinking neck. He's got to be thinking pile driver. It's got to be on his mind.
Flair has a great amateur background, former Minnesota State heavyweight champion, high school all-stater in football and wrestling. But this is far from amateur style here. This is, a physical chops by Funk in the chest of Ric Flair. Lefts and rights. And he just nailed him. What a chop. And he popped him right in the jaw. Funk says he's middle-aged and crazy as Flair tries to ring his bell. What a chop by Flair.
Nobody hits any harder than the champion with those chops.
Funk with a left hand in the midsection. Hammers Flair. Flair, I think, did he get his hands up to block it? I could not see.
Not all the way. He may have got it a glancing blow, not full force, but enough to hurt him. He's down and he's hurt, and right now he could be in bad trouble.
Remember, fans, we are going to keep it here until we have a winner. If that means that we start our replay here with our cable systems around the world, we will do so, but we will keep you cable systems apprised of our time. Funk kicking away at the face of Ric Flair. Very little wrestling expertise has been exhibited thus far, even though most men are masters at wrestling, at scientific wrestling if necessary.
Yeah, and you know, Funk has shown it before, and he's got complete dislike, and he has no respect for Flair at all in that ring. He wants to hurt him. He wants to be the man that puts the world champion not only out, but out of wrestling. Look at that. That's insulting. You don't do a world champion like that, Jim.
You do if you're Terry Funk, and you have no respect. And that's exactly the situation. Vertical suplex, twisting the neck, if you notice, fans, as he brought him back in the ring. 1, 2, and Flair has a left shoulder up off the canvas. Flair won his first title 8 years ago, the first World Championship. He has held it on 6 occasions. Funk trying to get him up in a pile driver, putting a lot of pressure on the neck of Ric Flair.
Flair was able to block
face lock.
Oh, he was able to block it that time and get that rope. He's hanging on now. He knows what's coming, and he's trying to guard for sure against that.
Funk now with the advantage. One has to contemplate at this juncture. Will Funk go for an injury or go for a victory? What will be his priority?
I think he's got to guard against overconfidence. You're aware of the fact, too, that the Nature Boy Ric Flair is most dangerous when he's hurt, and he's hurt now.
Funk working on the back of the neck. Flair with a headbutt. Now Flair's got Funk. Suplex, he's got him up.
Oh, I thought he was going to take him all the way over.
They both come crashing down him to the floor, Bob.
Off of the ring, all the way down to the floor. That could have taken the life right out of Funk.
Terrific chop by Flair. Retaliation by Funk. And another by Flair. And another by Funk. Man, I'll tell you something. For the World's Heavyweight Championship, this is the NWA's finest right here.
And these blows are tremendous blows. They're just powering away at each other. To the eyes now.
Flair raked the eyes, and then Funk just poked him right in the eyes. Both these guys know it's full well how to break the rules and to use the rules to the fullest advantage.
You got to wonder now about the conditioning of Flair. I really felt like going into the match that he needed to win and win very quickly. Watch out!
Trying to go for the suplex. Flair trying to keep his legs wide. He backdropped him out of the ring. Oh, this one is everything we thought it would be. The only thing unusual is the fact that Gary Hart came to the ring and is still at ringside with Terry Funk. Hart has been very conspicuous with his lack of involvement. Snap there on the floor.
I think that's unique right now because you haven't seen or heard from Hart to this point.
Now Flair going to work on the neck of Terry Funk. Blasting him.
Well, he tried to unscrew it that
Gary
time.
Hart looking on. Photographers from the Wrestling Wrap-Up, Dennis Brent, George Napolitano from Pro Wrestling Illustrated, a representative from Japan. This is a major event in pro wrestling. From all over the world, they're here covering it.
I tell you one thing Ric Flair is doing. He is showing you that he's in great condition at this stage of the match after being out since May 7th with an injury. I didn't think he would have this much stamina, Jim, to this point.
He always has great cardiovascular conditioning. I was not worried about his wind or his endurance, but is his neck 100%?
Yeah.
I think that's something we just don't know. Lateral press, 1, 2, and Flair could not hold him down. Funk kicks out after the near fall. And now Flair positions Funk for the pile driver. He's got him up.
Yes, sir. There you go.
That's pain just right down the shoulder, right down to the tips of the fingers of Terry Funk as his neck was jammed into the canvas by the world's heavyweight champion.
You know, that's got to be one of the most satisfying moves that Ric Flair has ever put on an opponent. Oh, that had to feel good.
He's going to go for it one more time. He's got him up, sets him, and falls back again. Oh, my God. Look at the left arm of Funk, virtually useless. Falls backward out of the ring. There's our head of security, Doug Dillinger, looking on.
Yeah, I don't know where he's crawling to. He's just trying to get away.
Flair meets him now. Twists that neck. It's been since May 7th when Flair was attacked at Wrestle War 89 in Nashville. And now Flair throws Funk back into the ring. It seems like an eternity since Flair has been out of action. And now the self-proclaimed dirtiest player in the game.
Oh, he was repaying that insult with those slaps to the face of Funk. Funk did it to him earlier. That was no slap.
Shot. Funk, though, you've got to give him credit. He fights back. Big forearm there by the Nature Boy. Lateral press, leg grapevine. 1, 2, and a near fall. Funk kicks out at the last moment. Flair's got him up, belly to back suplex. Funk drilled into it. He may be going for the figure 4.
If he gets that figure 4 locked in, that could be it right here.
He's beat Dusty Rhodes with it. He has beat Harley Race with it. He's beat them all with this move right here. And Funk has got to turn it over or get to the ropes or they'll snap his leg like a twig.
He's got him here.
What the heck?
What is that? A branding iron. Hart must have handed him that branding iron.
The referee detained there with Gary Hart. he knocked the heck out of him with that branding iron right in the face.
He hit him right across the head and the face with that branding iron. Now Flair crawling on his knees to the corner.
I think Flair's been busted open. Yes, he has. Oh, God. Flair has been deeply lacerated by the branding iron. He hit Flair right in the head with a branding iron.
It looks like Funk now, too, has got something in that fist. Now it's a piece of tape. The tape coming loose around that arm.
Funk's going to the pile driver.
Oh, no. He's got him up. There it is.
This should be all right here. We're going to have a new World's Heavyweight Champion. Flair is bloody and bleeding. 1, 2. His foot is out of the rope.
There it is, right there.
My heavens, how close can you get?
Another foot or two, and we would have a new World's Champion right there. One has to assume.
The whole match he's been able to guard against that pile driver. But once Funk got it in and got the opportunity, boy, this could turn it around. This could be the end of the World Champion right here. This could be career-threatening. He may be going to try to take him out to the floor and pile drive him into concrete or something. He's moving the pan.
He's moving the mat.
A wild man, completely unpredictable. You never know what he's going to do.
Flair has already been busted open at the hands of Terry Funk and the branding iron, while Gary Hart had the referee distracted. And now Funk unrolls the tape from around his hand and wrist and is choking Ric Flair, who you can see is a bloody mess. Referee Tommy Young shoved backwards. If he piled, oh God. Please don't let this happen.
Not on the concrete floor. No, sir.
I mean, he goes so far, that's far enough. This is, oh God.
He's got him up.
Oh my God.
No, he didn't.
Don't let this.
Flair blocked it.
He blocked it. Flair is losing, I mean, tremendous blood in this. He's got to be weaker and weaker by the moment. And remember, this is for the heavyweight championship of the world. He's been out of action since May the 7th. He hit Flair right in the head with that blow. You can hear Flair's comment.
Yeah, and he's holding that neck and that head, too. He's in bad shape right now. I don't know how much longer he can continue, Jim. Things look mighty bleak right now for the world champion.
The heavyweight champion of the world. Losing blood by the moment. Being battered right now currently by Terry Funk. Funk working on the neck. There's a neck breaker.
I tell you, I don't want to see it happen. I don't want to see this man permanently injured, and I think we're in danger of seeing that right now.
This crowd is almost in a hush as they look on it anxiously as their favorite, the legendary heavyweight champion of the world, is now being punished unmercifully by Terry Funk, and Funk, the veteran. He says he's middle-aged and crazy. He won't make any mistakes from here on out, Bob.
No, sir. He's crazy, all right. There's no doubt about that. Wild man, crazy man. You never know what he's going to do. And if he gets the opponent hurt like he has Ric Flair right now, watch out, you're in trouble.
Another neck break.
Jim, we knew if he ever got on that neck is where he was going to stay, and that's what he was going to work on. And he's holding right to the course.
Funk wants Flair to say he gives it up. There's no way.
Come on, Terry.
They'll carry him out of here lifeless before he'll do that.
As long as there's life in that body, he'll never say, I quit.
Funk with that left hand cocked, popping Flair on the head. Nails him again. Flair's head rammed into the top turnbuckle.
I think he went back with that branding iron again. Watch out, Flair may have it. Whoa!
Boom! Fuck right in the head with that branding iron. Turn about. Fair play at this juncture of the match. Funk was hammered there.
The referee counting up in the ring, too.
Funk has been, he has been popped big time with that branding iron. Ran face first into the post. These two gladiators are spilling the blood for the heavyweight championship of the world. I have never seen a more physically contested battle for a major championship. This is the major championship that we're seeing right here.
The most prestigious championship in all of professional wrestling. And they're going to fight to the death for it. That's indicative of the way they're going at each other. And it's no holds barred.
And now Funk is bleeding. Funk is bleeding. And Flair, as we know, has been busted open.
They're both a mess at this stage.
Funk falls back. Boy, you know, you got to think fatigue, but with so much adrenaline flowing and with the stakes so high for the richest prize in all of pro wrestling on the line here.
Boy, I tell you, Flair,
Kalilo's rice ball.
Oh, man, the confidence factor's really got to come. He's taken the pile driver and he's come back from it, Jim. That's something that I'm not even sure that Flair felt like he might be able to do.
Oh, he missed with a knee. He was going for the coup de grace there. He missed with a knee. And now Funk may try to change his strategy, get away from the neck, and perhaps go for the spinning toe hold.
That's what he's doing.
He won the world title from Jack Briscoe with this, as his brother Dory Jr. did. Flair picks up that leg. And now it's Flair reversing it. Inside cradle by Funk. 1, 2. Flair's reversed the cradle. 1, 2, 3. Flair's won it. Flair has won it. And Flair just nailed Gary Hart.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still world heavyweight champion, Nature Boy, Ric Flair!
Buddha green right in Flair's eyes. And now Funk is taking over on the Nature Boy.
And Muta too, they're both after him in there.
Flair has won the match, but Funk with Gary Hart and the Great Muta. They thrown the referee right out to the floor. They've got the World's Championship belt. Flair has won the match. Both men are a bloody mess. And with Muta and Hart in there. It was Hart who came to the ring with Terry Funk to begin the match. That was the big surprise that Funk was talking about. They're trying to hurt him. I mean, permanently.
Permanently put him out. Muta was holding him.
They're gonna pile drive him on the chair. That'll snap his neck. That'll break his neck here. There's Doug Dillinger.
Yeah,
they had
the
security. God, Dillinger's a civilian.
He got in to stop it, and Muta gave him the karate kick.
Wait a minute. Here comes Sting. Sting is going to come to Flair's aid. Sting hammering away at Muta.
Somebody had to come in to save the champion.
Funk and Sting are hooking it up here. Muta now and Funk double teaming on Sting. But Flair is back up. Flair now is back up. Fighting with Muta. Downstairs, upstairs. The bloody champion. And the challenger hooking it back up again. Oh my God, what a brawl we've had.
No control at all right now. Completely out of control.
Oh, what a brawl. Flair won the match. He's a bloody mess, as is Funk. And Flair and the Stinger are going to be standing tall in Baltimore today. Flair has won it, but this war is not over. You have not heard the last of Terry Funk and Ric Flair.
Not only has he won it, it's important he's standing on his feet right now too, Jim.
They spill their blood, and it will not be the last time it happens. This one is far from over. And Sting and Flair, high five.
When you talk about not seeing the last of Funk and Ric Flair, what about Muta in there? And what about Gary Hart too, Jim?
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the winner and still champion, Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
We're going to go back and take a look at it here, fans. Look at it as it happened. Flair now chasing. They're fighting again.
Sting, determined to continue to go after Funk and also Muta and Hart. Funk and Muta now have cleared the arena, evidently on the way back to the dressing room, still standing and standing tall. There's the champion and his friend who came to his rescue, Sting.
Well, I'll tell you something, fans, this one is far, far from over. The situation involving Ric Flair and Terry Funk has not subsided whatsoever. Well, I'll tell you something. I understand that the television championship has been held up due to controversy, and we're going to have an inquest or an investigation on that, Bob.
Jim, I think that's only the way it should be because, you know, even in a replay, you couldn't tell why.
Hey,
wait a minute. Whoa,
Muta and Flair.
Right here behind us now.
Muta and Flair. Steve, good God, we're going to get out of here.
All around us and into the crowd.
They are not. This one is far from over, as we said. Funk's got that dadgum branding iron. Now Flair's got the branding iron.
Somebody's going to get hurt and hurt bad.
Muta thrown on the concrete floor here. Boom, Flair was pumped up with a branding iron. Across the chest of Muta. Flair is a man possessed. Oh my God, what a battle. And they are right here on us. Whoa. What? Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about, I know you've heard this from me many times, but we are just about out of time. And my pipes have just about had it, and they're still beating the heck out of each other over there.
They just refuse to quit. They're
They will
determined.
not stop. I don't know how much more time we have left on the satellite transmission. Boy, this is going to be a night we'll never forget.
We've had two matches, one in the ring, one out of the ring, and the one out of the ring is still continuing.
I think, fans, we can very easily say that the war between Terry Funk and Ric Flair is far, far from over.
Jim, any way you want to put it, that's for sure. It's going to end, and it's going to end when one of them can't continue to go.
Well, I want to tell you, I wish we had a chance to say something.
Yeah, there's the champion right here.
We just got a couple of minutes. A hell of a victory.
Let me just say this. Anybody out there that had the privilege of seeing this, come here, Sting.
Well, we're going to keep her here.
Walked off,
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah, he wants to get Sting in there.
I haven't said thank you in 10 years. Thank you, pal. Now the bottom line is, Terry Funk, we just started, pal. We just got warmed up. After 2.5 months, I'm just breaking a good sweat. So wherever it is, and pal, it'll be again soon. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna dog you until I wear your Texas ass out. Woo!
Jim, if that's the beginning, I want to see the end.
I'll tell you something.
Hey! Woo! That's good.
Are we through? Is that it?
I hope so. I don't think my heart will take anymore, Jim.
I'll tell you something, fans. We have the television championship, we understand, will be investigated. We're going to look at all the angles of the tape. I have no idea right now as it stands. The television championship has been held up. Ric Flair has successfully defended the World's Heavyweight Championship, but as we said, the war is just beginning with Flair and Funk, Bob.
Oh, boy. And I tell you, the way it ends at this point, it's going to end when one of them's flat out. I'm sure of that. Somebody's going to have to carry one of them out for that to be over.
If we have it on replay, and I can't really hear, if we could show we ought to go off the air, fans, with a look the closing moments of that situation. I hope that you've enjoyed this pay-per-view spectacular from the National Wrestling Alliance. We'll be coming to you our next pay-per-view the latter part of October from Philadelphia. And now, fans, there you see the closing moments. Funk went for the spinning toe hold. Flair picked that leather foot up, set it up, and I thought Flair there was going to go for the figure four, Bob.
No, and he went to the spinning toe hold, too. He was going to turn it right around on Terry Funk.
Flair reversed the inside cradle. Some call it the small package, 1, 2, 3. Flair won the match. The war, though, will wage on indefinitely between these two until one man cannot stand or until one man is out of this sport.
Jim, you're 100% right, and fans, you got to remember, it's all happening, and it's going to happen, Jim, in the NWA, no doubt about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for being with us. For Bob Caudle, I'm Jim Ross. We'll see you next time on the NWA.
Thank you.